What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel once again. This is going to be a preset breakdown of one of the presets that I did earlier for John Petrucci. This is for the track Wishful Thinking from his solo album Suspended Animation. If you don't know about my presets, this is a part of a series called ToneQuest, where I'm trying to dial in some of the famous and sought after tones from some of the famous guitar players. And Petrucci tones are always sought after and always looked up to. So this is one of my first attempts, and there is obviously more coming up. If you haven't checked out the playthrough of this preset, I'll put a link in the description box below. Go check it out, and once you do it, probably the preset will make much more sense to you. Alright, before we jump into the preset, quick disclaimer, this preset may not sound exactly the same as it does in this video and on the playthrough. You might need to tweak a few things in the preset to make it sound better on your gear. Everybody has different styles of playing and different setups, so I hope you understand that and comprehend that when you download this preset. The guitar that I'm playing is an Ernie Music Man JP15. This is a signature series guitar from John Petrucci. Fantastic guitar. The strings are Ernie regular slinkies, I believe. The action is semi-low. This is how the preset sounds. Okay, let's go into the blocks one by one. The first block is a drive block. This is an FAS boost, and it's one of my favorite boosts from the XFX2. If you've seen my presets, I usually use this quite a lot. Mainly I use this to add more sustain and add more gain to the tone. In this case, the gain's almost around 1. It's not adding too much gain to the tone, but I'm definitely EQing a lot over here to change the tone and to suit it to the kind of tone that I want to. Mids are scooped out, the bass is also quite low, and the treble is not touched here, and so is there's some amount of high cut as well. The tone's on default, and so is the level. Up next is an amp, which is the 2C Plus Bright amp from the XFX2. Very high input drive and very high overdrive. This is what you'll typically expect from a JP preset. Bass is low, mid is low, and the treble's around default as well, around 12 o'clock, and so is the presence. Not much happening over here. The main action happens in the GEQ block. This is the famous or the infamous V setting for the Mesa amps, which you've probably seen John Petrucci use a lot. This is where we scoop out a lot of the mids and, you know, add a lot of the highs and the lows using these faders over here. Now keep in mind that these faders are quite sensitive, and they are I think they are correlated to the gain as well. So if you tweak the faders, you can definitely change your tone very, very quickly. So be careful, and what I'd recommend is use a looper in the beginning over here. Record a part of your guitar and then tweak this, because these can change the tone quite easily. Up next, two cabs in parallel. This is not the V30 Petrucci cab, which comes stock with the XFX. These are in fact two different stock cabs. Why do I use stock cabs? If you know my presets, all of my presets have 100% stock cabs in the ToneQuest series. This is primarily because I believe that you can get a great tone out of these, stock cabs without having the need to buying any or purchasing any, paid IRs, on downloading any IRs. I've had so many issues sometimes that I download a great preset from the Exchange and it's got a cab missing or it's got a user cab slot in there and it gets really frustrating. What I intend to do with these series is that I want these presets to work out of the box for you guys, so you don't have to download anything or install anything or purchase anything for that matter. So that's why I use stock cabs, and in this case these are two stock cabs, which is F073 4x12 USA trad. I think these are Mesa Recto 4x12 Celestian V30 speaker cabs, and the second one is also a 4x12 USA trad. I think they are mic'd differently in this case. One is a 906 to 421 and one is a 57 to 121. I think those are the ranges of the mics used. And there is high cut and there is low cut, high cut happening in both of these cabs, as you can see over here. Nothing very fancy. The one thing that I want to call out though is, you might ask, why didn't I use a stereo ultra res? Now some of you may already know the answer. To those who don't know the answer, the reason is that it gives me more flexibility to have the two cabs in parallel. I can tweak the levels of the cabs individually, and also the parameters. Let's say I wanted more high cut for the second cab, I can definitely do that over here. Whereas I think in a stereo ultra list, the cabs kind of get combined and you don't have too much control. Still works great though, but in this case, in case I want a different level for a specific cab, I can do it over here. You couldn't do it in the stereo ultra list, some may argue as well, but I like this setup more. Let's just be frank. As I said earlier, the V30 Petrucci stock cab gets a bit too dark in this case for me, and that's the reason I chose these two cabs. But play around with that cab, there's nobody stopping you from doing that. Up next is the chorus. This is to smoothen the tone more. I always usually try to keep the rate as low as possible. The depth is around 11 o'clock and the mix is pretty low. It's around 6%. Up next is a PEQ. This is a final touch to the preset before I roll it out to everybody. This is final tweaking that I do based on the song and based on my ear. I'm cutting out some more mids here, adding some low mids. I'm cutting out some high mids, to be honest. And then a multi-delay. With this kind of setting, it's a quad tap and the delays are here: 1/4, 1/8, 1/8 dot and 1/4 dot. I don't think I changed much of the settings over here. And lastly, we have a reverb block, which is a medium hall with the quality set to high, and the mix is around 9% as well over here. So that's pretty much it. That's how the preset is set up. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about these kind of preset breakdowns. I'm always looking for your comments and always looking for your support on my channel. So in case you haven't subscribed yet and this preset has helped you in some way, please do consider subscribing and please do keep in touch with the channel. I do release presets almost every 2 or 3 weeks. Why such a long time? These presets take time to work out and some of them are tough, some of them are easy. But one thing I can tell you is the next one coming up is another John Petrucci preset. So make sure you guys keep in touch. Cheers and bye-bye.